The Ways and Means advances from the Central Bank of Nigeria have long allowed the Nigerian government to borrow directly from the Apex Bank to cover budget shortfalls. In recent years, this has escalated significantly, raising concerns about rising public debt and inflation.
Advances are made to the federal government with the assurances that when some receipts in terms of revenues are due, those advances or overdrafts can be repaid.
For businesses and citizens alike, the real question is how the government will cope with reduced access to easy financing. With inflation eating into household incomes and businesses struggling with rising costs, the government's reduced borrowing capacity could push it to make tough decisions on taxation and spending.
The effect, if you restrict government borrowing in this manner, the effect is that you will also help to manage the money supply in the economy. If you restrict money supply from being arbitrarily increased, then you are helping to manage inflation, which is the general rise in price levels. So the impact will be to help us manage inflation, to help us moderate inflation.
Nigeria's small and medium enterprises, which make up the backbone of any economy, are particularly vulnerable to these economic shifts. Many SMEs are already grappling with high operation costs and reduced customer spending due to inflation.
Businesses that could not, sort of survive or, weather the storm had to shut down, meaning that there were jobs that were lost in the process. Government also lost revenue that would come in form of taxes.
There's growing skepticism about whether the Cardoso-led CBN will be able to enforce these borrowing limits strictly, especially as Nigeria faces ongoing budgetary challenges. In the past, similar financing policies have been circumvented or outright abandoned when they became politically inconvenient.
But the truth is that nobody has been brought to book. There is no deterrent that has been set in place to ensure that this sort of anomaly doesn't repeat itself.
As Nigeria faces an evolving economic landscape, the impacts of these fiscal policies will be closely watched by businesses, investors, and citizens alike. Stay with us for continuing coverage of Nigeria's economic outlook in 2024.